didn't know what face to make.
Hey everybody, it's Trish Jones and it is Friday and I'm here again with Elodie and we're doing another fun inspirational Friday. I'm chillaxing today, got my gander top on, bought it from a gun store. Keep going on about that. We don't have guns.
So risky.
Risky, yeah. So this is episode 40 and today, as you know, it's Friday, so we're doing fun inspirational Friday and Elodie decided that she wanted to talk about somebody who's dead.
Oh, that's nice.
Okay, no, but we are talking against all odds. So tell everybody who you're going to talk about today.
Leonardo Da Vinci.
And so I'm not going to interrupt, right? Elodie is just going to boldly and bravely and loudly in the microphone tell everybody the story about Leonardo da Vinci. Go for it, girl.
Pressure.
No pressure.
So Leonardo da Vinci was an Italian person who was born in house of can't remember. She was like a servant. No.
You said his mum was a peasant?
Peasant, that's the word. A peasant, like farmer, and his dad was like a carpenter, I think. And anyway, when he was about going into school age, his parents got divorced, and in those days, if your parents were divorced, you were kind of shunned and you weren't allowed to go to school. So he ended up teaching himself how to do maths and English, and especially like art stuff. And he would draw the moving things around, he would draw the people and everything like that. And he lived with his dad, and his dad knew this person who had an art school. And Leonardo da Vinci showed some of his artworks to this man, and the man was honoured to have him in his art school. And in that art school, they learned everything really, like what we do in school now. Because in school in those days, they really only did like maths and English. So they did like sculpture stuff, art, building, maths, English, etc. And they did this painting, like this class painting of when Jesus got baptized, all the angels around, and like Mary and Joseph and the cousin person, what was his name?
John Baptist.
John the Baptist. And
he was the one who baptized Jesus.
Yeah, I know. It's all coming back to me. And Leonardo da Vinci drew one of the angels, and the man started crying, and Leonardo da Vinci thought that like he was crying because it was so bad, but really was crying because it was so good. And the man who taught Leonardo da Vinci basically everything, he never did another sculpture, another painting. He literally just closed down an art school forever. He was like traumatized because he's never seen anyone's artwork as well as him. Basically
because his artwork was better than his?
Yeah.
Wow.
And then he carried on, like...
He who?
Leonardo da Vinci carried on making sculptures and paintings for people. That's what I was telling my mum, he'd hardly finished his paintings. Like 60% of the time he would finish it. The other 40% he would never finish it. And obviously he was the one who painted Mona Lisa. It was this king's wife, and it took him maybe a couple of months to paint this painting. So every day she would have to sit down and in the same position, and he got actually like violinists and musicians to keep her entertained. And that's why, obviously, because she was so tired, she had this tiny faint smile on her face because she was like half bored, half asleep.
Wow.
And he drew a lot. He did the round table. It was in this like Colosseum thing, I think, but he did this. It took him months and months, but he did it on this paper that ended up coming off, and it broke in the end.
So what
which is
happened to
sad.
that piece?
I think it's still around, but it's really like old, and they did it up a bit.
Wow. Okay.
What were you gonna say? You were like.
I was going to say only when you
Say.
finished. Only when you
No, I'm
finished.
finished.
Okay. No, I was going to say against all odds, and that really go against the grain in terms of me talking about being consistent and finishing things and stop moving from one thing to another. That said, Leonardo da Vinci didn't move from painting to woodworking to bricklaying, because that's what some people do.
But he did everything.
Yeah, but what I mean is in terms of when you're saying that he didn't finish his stuff, he actually was painting something but didn't finish the painting.
But he would do sculptures as well.
Oh, would he? And
yeah,
didn't
he
finish
did
those either?
everything.
Wow.
And
Okay.
Yeah. He was quite arrogant apparently as well.
Was he really?
Well, not arrogant, but he was self-absorbed. Absorbed.
Okay.
I get
okay.
confused with that word.
Yeah. That's interesting. To be honest, some really over creative people are geniuses. Geniuses do tend to be self-absorbed. And I don't know why, like Mozart.
We talked about genius characteristics in history yesterday. And my definition is they have to be a fast thinker. They have to be a good teacher to others. They have to be original, or otherwise there's no point. Like the guy who made the Rubik's Cube. He was awesome. They got to be... What was another thing I said? I can't remember. But those are kind of the things, the traits. The traits, I like that word.
Of a real creative.
Of a genius.
Genius, not creative. Yeah.
And some people are saying young, and I get that. Like, oh no, it was like fresh mind, and then he's like change, and then so I was like, you could. I agree what you say, but change it a bit. And he's like old for experience.
Yeah, in terms of being young, I suppose you pick up that someone's a genius when they're young, right? So,
but what about Albert Einstein? What did Albert Einstein do? Because he must have not been in normal school. I've never really done research on him.
Yeah, we'll talk about him another night because, yeah, we don't want to make this too long. So anyway, you're going to come back with another history lesson next week of someone who's inspired you.
Maybe I could do. Who are we learning about now? Oh, we were learning about Christopher Columbus, who apparently went around the whole world and figured out the world was round. But no, he just went to the West Indies. This guy called it's right downstairs. I just did a homework on it. That's so frustrating.
Come back next week.
Okay,
We'll do it next week. Okay, so that's the story of Leonardo da Vinci, and against all the odds, notice his childhood, and we can make so many excuses today, right? Because why we can't do things, etc., etc. But you know what? If you have it in your heart, then it's got to be shown externally as well. So anyway, that is the end of today's Funspirational Friday, and we're going to go and continue the fun and chillax, and you're going to get out of the school uniform because I know you love your school uniform. I don't know why. So, but anyway, that is it. Thank you so much, everybody, for watching. Mother and daughter team. I love you, baby.
Me too.
Anyway, ciao, ciao for now. See you next week.
Bye.
Bye.
Ciao, ciao.